Hi, I'm Ethan Carpenter. I'm a North Idaho College student working for the Center for Intelligent Industrial Robotics, and this is Project Sunfish. I am the team lead for Project Sunfish. That kind of entails the robot in and of itself.
I'm Karson. I also work for Center of Intelligent Industrial Robotics. I am a U of I student.
My name is Isaiah Preston. I'm an NIC graduate and a University of Idaho student. I'm working under SARE I-CREWS with the Baywatchers community to work on Project Sunfish. So I have been working to monitor the Coeur d'Alene Lake, checking for pH, lake conductivity, oxygen content, water temperature. All this we're doing by hand, going out on boats to different bays, and we're seeing how much we can automate so we would be able to use the Sunfish to still do that data collection year-round.
Project Sunfish was a previous project from another student. It's been kept in storage, so we didn't necessarily know what worked and what didn't work.
Yeah.
So the first week was a solid amount of pulling everything apart. So we basically made this thing stock, essentially, according to the Blue Robotics webpage, and did our first dive with it. Dive was great. We identified which motor was not working, and there was a tiny leak after the dive. This last month and a half has been a huge effort identifying why it's not holding pressure, why it's leaking, interchanging parts. I mean, I pulled this thing apart probably four times, probably 4 or 5 times. So we replaced the enclosure with the 18-inch enclosure. This is our Extendo Tubo patent pending.
We also had to replace the pump
Yes.
because that was leaking as well.
Karson, how many pressure tests have you done?
We've done quite a bit, probably over
20.
yeah,
I would say
over
probably
20.
over 20.
Karson and Ethan, what number of pressure test is this?
I think it's number 10.
Nice.
Number 10. Consistently leaking for a month straight made me want to tear my hair out.
Yeah.
Figuring out why it leaked, and it came down to a silly torque spec.
They were requiring you to torque it to a certain amount, and you actually had to go further.
In documentation, it says to hand tighten. You can't hand tighten. It just doesn't produce enough force to tighten it to what it needs to be.
Yeah.
So once we torqued all those down to spec, wired everything back together, saved some enclosure space, put everything back together, did a pressure test, and it passed finally. Which brings us to today, where we had our second successful dive. Woo. And it performed beautifully in the water. No leaks, thank you.
Busy day on the lake.
We have 2 people swimming in the water for accidentals.
With the robot was actually pretty fun. It was fun to actually see within the water.
Currently, it has a Karson-seeking missile head.
Okay. Nice evasive swimming, Karson.
Yeah, it was
It went right towards him the whole time.
No kidding. You got the pressure figured out and everything. Good job. All right.
Today went good. It was nice seeing Sunfish back in the water and operational. A couple of things that were learned were just perspective on what certain actions caused.
I think I know why it was tilting towards the back a little bit. There was only one in the back, one weight in the back. I didn't see on the other side.
I think one of the thrusters is unplugged, and I think somehow with that, one of the back left thrusters is making a connection to where it's always on.
Okay.
So I think I just have to go through and ensure that it's seated correctly. I could see it not being seated correctly or seated backwards and being always on.
Okay.
Which would be my fault. The rear left thruster had an issue during the dive, and so part of my job will be to figure out why it had an issue and rewire it with the help of Karson and fix it, basically.
Did any of you 3 have any experience with a submarine before this project?
No. For me personally, I came into this project kind of blind because I don't have a lot of experience with a lot of robotics and smaller electronics, and so I've picked up a lot of skills. Karson taught me how to solder, testing electronics, working with a Raspberry Pi, working with a Pixhawk that communicates with that, as well as just kind of everything robotics related.
Most of the stuff it has taught me about learning is probably just the wire management within the tube, because every single time we try to take it off and put it back in, usually there's either wires that get in our way, so it's trying to figure out how to manage those wires within.
The biggest skill I learned was coming into a new project, balancing two projects, seeing how they blend together, how they mesh.
Definitely be fun to dive with it again in the future when we get all the minor details fixed.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a learning curve to kind of dive into it, and we've been having a lot of fun with it.